this video, we'll take a look at automatically distributed part usage inside of Control 5.5 and later. This is a new feature that's been added based on customer demand and feedback that we received out of people that spent a lot of time doing job costing. What we found in talking to our users was that routinely they would have multiple line items using the same types of materials on a particular order. And when they were posting part usage, they were having to post the usage of one particular line item, go to the next line item and post usage, and so forth, which can be kind of laborious in taking on that task, especially when you have orders with 10, 15, 20, 30 line items, or even just as few as 2 to 3 line items. It just takes extra time. So what we've done basically is we've created a way for you to change the view in which you actually look at parts on a particular order. And you can then specify what your total amount of usage is, either by equipment or labor or materials and that kind of thing, and have it proportionally distributed across all of the parts that are actually on those line items. And we'll take a look at that in the system in just a second. Mostly the advantages of this feature are really to just speed up the posting and cut down the number of steps that you're doing. Typically this feature is really going to appeal to people who track actual cost on an order. They're doing a lot of different line items that are very similar but maybe different sizes. So instead of having just that one usage to post, they've got a lot of different ones. So let's take a look inside of Control and see what that looks like. So I'm inside of Control right now, and I've got an order here with basically 4 different line items. 2 line items are actually just kind of standard digital prints. I've got 10 18 by 24s and 10 24 by 36s. They're both going to be printed on the same exact material, same vinyl anyway, and mounted to different sizes of Cora. I've then got a flatbed print, so it's a 4 by 8 sheet basically that I'm doing, and I've got some design time. Now, for those of you that are familiar with some of the inline part usage enhancements that came out in the later versions of 5.1, we'll see that this is really an enhancement or upgrade beyond what those capabilities added. Quick summary on the inline part usage: it basically allows you to post actual part usage from the parts grid, whereas previously you were probably doing that in production terminal, may have been doing it from the part usage card dashboard, or any of the other methods that you would actually use to do that. So if we look inside of the parts tab right now, what we're looking at is a detail view. You'll notice a little drop down here that's new. And this detail view is the same view that you've been used to in Control for years and years, where I'm looking at a particular line item, I'm looking at by part type, what the labors are, the materials are, and so forth on each of the line items as I go on down. Let's just scroll down here so you kind of see I've got all 4 line items. Now what you'll notice if I take a look at changing the view here, I've got a couple different options. I've got an order summary view, which essentially what this does is it looks at every single part, no matter which line item it's on, and it says if I have more than one occurrence of this part on the entire order, then group them together and add or summarize the amount in the estimated usage. So if I click on this, you'll notice our scroll bar gets a little bit smaller, so it kind of actually vanished completely, and we'll see now some of the parts that are here. There's actually an asterisk for the line item, and basically what that means is when I switch to the order summary view, it found that print labor was on more than one line item. It found that print ink and the 3M IJ material, the vinyl, was actually on more than one line item as well. So it's taken all of those and added up the estimated usages on them to give me a summarized amount. One of the other views that's available is top level item summary. Essentially what this does is Control supports the parent to child to grandchildren, the promote and demote on the line items. So if we switch to the top level item summary and I had a parent line item and maybe 2 or 3 children that also had some of the same materials or labors, then this view, what it actually does is it summarizes things up to the top level line item. It doesn't go all the way to the order, it just goes all the way to that top level line item. Item summary, just like it sounds, it basically says, hey, if I've got multiple materials, multiples of the same material on a particular line item, then group those up for me. By and large, we think that most people are likely going to use the order summary view quite a bit. And to post that usage, essentially all that you have to do is just edit the order. I'll come over here and let's just say, when I was doing all these prints, I knew that my particular material usage, because I had them ganged up and they all ran through the printer at the same time, I don't know, maybe it was 42 square feet, or 42 linear feet in this case anyway. So I can just type in 42. I can then come to ink, and let's just say based on the usage or what have you, I had 160 square foot of ink, and labor, let's just say maybe I had an hour of labor. And if I go ahead and save this, go ahead and type in my reason. I've got a notification on inventory levels. We'll just hit OK. And we'll see that this usage has actually been posted on the screen. If I then take a look at my detail view here, which is going back to the line item view, and I come and I take a look at this particular material, we'll see that a usage card down here has been created for the proportional amount of material that should go to this specific instance of this material on the order. And we do those calculations. Basically, we take a look at the estimated usage, what is already been posted in actuals, to figure out the difference, to figure out what amount proportionally, based on that 42 feet that I typed in a minute ago, should actually be applied to this particular instance of the part. Same thing for the next one and on down. I think in total we maybe had 3 uses of this material at some point. Maybe it was just 2. No, it was 3. So 1, 2, and then the third one down here, and you'll notice I've got the usage cards for each of them. One thing to point out when we're looking at the detail views in here, if you're routinely working at the line item level inside the order and you have a pricing form open, and I'm looking at the parts view in here, you'll notice that we can change the view to be a detail view, which is just this line item. I can go to top level, or I can go to item summary. I do not have the option for order summary because the focus of this screen is all at the individual line item and down. I can never go up. So just be aware of that if you're ever working inside of the screen. Okay, and that concludes the video and review of distributed part usage. Thank you.